Just cast it straight out because this is an island here. So good cast, bud. All right, guys, fish on. Oh, he's got a nice pull to it. Cigar. What's going on, everyone? Well, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna sit here and talk about some of the spinning reels that I'm currently using from KastKing. I went through the models and I picked the 4 that I would want to use from their lineup, and that's what we're gonna review today. I've been using them now for, I don't know, a couple months. So I think that's enough time to talk about them, review them, and tell you my opinion. And at the end of this video, out of the 4 reels I have, I'm going to suggest 1 reel to do or to utilize for both fresh and salt water. So I think it's a good reel out of this lineup that I have to use for both based on its specs. Now, they all have their perks, they all have not many cons, but they all are pretty much the same in my opinion, and I'll explain why. I did some notes because I can't remember all the specs. So we're gonna start with the Sharky 3, and I'm gonna tell you the price, what I paid for these. Now, you guys gotta pay attention to KastKing because they run sales all the time. There's times where they wanna promote different things. So you really gotta focus and pay attention basically weekly. Go to KastKing.com and look at their website. They have specials running all the time. I take advantage of those myself. I see those on sale. All right, it's time to buy, etc. You know, so it's definitely worth it. I think it's great because there's not many manufacturers out there that run sales all the time on different models of their stuff constantly like KastKing. So I think it's great that KastKing makes it affordable for everybody to fish, and the quality of their reels are pretty impressive for the price point. And you know, spinning reels is not my #1 reel I use all the time. I use a lot of bait casters, but I think it's great that you can get reels at these price points. I really do. I think it's phenomenal. So right now I got 2 of these Sharky 3s for, during the sale, 4,000 sizes for $97.39. So you're looking at a $40-some reel, $30-some reel if you get the smaller sizes. I mean, it's a spinning reel, guys. It does its job. Look how smooth that is, though, for a $47 reel. I have reels that cost 4, 6, 7 times the amount of this, and it wasn't this smooth. So anyway, let's get into the specs of each one. So the Sharky 3, I have the 4,000 size. This particular model has 39, or this particular size of the model has 39.5 pounds of drag. That's a lot of drag. That's why I bought this particular size, the 4,000, is because even their smaller ones are 33. Because of the amount of drag. So I wanted something a little bit larger to handle larger saltwater fish. I got these on a little heavier rods. They also have brass aluminum alloy internals. So they're not just like plastic internals, they still are a brass and aluminum gearing inside these. Yes, it's not gonna be as possibly strong and as durable as the higher models, but for a $47 reel, I look at it this way. If I abuse this thing for a year, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know how long this one's gonna last me, but for $47, who cares? But to have a reel at this price point, to have aluminum and brass internals, I mean, they call KastKing's title is affordable innovation. And to be honest with you, when I'm out there fishing, I see no difference between this and a $500 reel. Yes, if you put them both in your hand, you're gonna feel the difference right away. But when you're out there fishing and this is the only reel you have in your hand, it is unbelievable. The only con about this reel is that it has a little bit of flex right here in the shaft. From the reel seat to the reel itself, this part here has a little bit of flex in it because all this is fiber reinforced plastic. You're at this price point, but it's not so much flex that like, I don't want to use it ever again. You know, this is horrible. It flexes a little bit. You know, as you get higher up in the models here, you're going to get carbon fiber, you're going to get, you know, aluminum, etc. So of course, when it's primarily plastic, but it's still reinforced, you are gonna get a little bit of flex. This is also the 4,000 size. I'm sure if I had the smaller size, and I didn't have so much force, reeling down on it, I probably wouldn't feel the flex as much. But it's very minute. It's a very little bit of flex, not a problem. I've used these reels already 3-4 times on the water and had no problem. And I wanted to, stick with one brand for all my spinning reels, and that's why I chose KastKing. I used to have Shimano in the past. I'm going to tell you the truth. I had Shimano. I got rid of all those reels, but I was like, I'm going to try KastKing just because I can get 4 reels for the price of 1 reel. It's a no-brainer to me, and it's spinning reels. They're not my primary reels. I do use them a lot, but I'm like, do I need to spend $300-400 on a spinning reel? And after owning these now for as long as I have, the answer is definitely no, guys. So overall though, you got brass and aluminum gears, 4,000 size, 39.5 pounds of drag. It's fiber reinforced. It's got stainless steel saltwater rated bearings. So this is really made for saltwater, but you can use it for freshwater too. It's a spinning reel. Just like my bait casting. It doesn't have to be primarily used for just salt or just fresh, but there is, saltwater rated versions of every reel that will hold up longer and better, especially if you don't do maintenance on them. Knob on this reel itself is a soft touch. It's very soft. So when you're out there in the saltwater and stuff, it was very soft to the touch. So I like that. So that's the Sharky 3. The next one I want to talk to you about specs, in my opinion, on is the Mega Jaws. So this is the Mega Jaws in the 2000 size. Once again, super smooth. They all got 10+1 ball bearings in all their spinning reels, it seems, when I go across the board. Now the ones are a little bit lesser price point, maybe in the $20-30 range. I'm not sure if they have 10+1, but all the reels I have are 10+1. So the sticker price on this one, I think it may be 90, but I only paid, it's either 90 or 80 bucks, but I gotta remember, I think I paid like 62 for this one or $60 for this Mega Jaws. Mega Jaws 2000 size. You want to know something? This little tiny reel has 33 pounds of drag at this size, at the 2000. That's crazy. But their larger sizes go up to 39.5, just like the Sharky 3. This is a Nylon Plex body and rotor. To me, I can tell now that it's a plastic base, Nylon Plex, whatever that is. I can tell now it doesn't feel like it's aluminum. But there's no flex in this one, guys. I mean, there's no flex whatsoever. And it's got a soft touch knob. But the handle itself is definitely metal, guys. This is a 6:2 ratio. It's got a heavy duty brass main gear, stainless steel ball bearings, 10+1, 1-piece bail, rust-free bail wire. So this reel itself is definitely more set up for the saltwater side of things, especially with the larger drag. So they're thinking about the rust-free bail. It's not sealed like an IPX7 or like that, but they got, things in here to keep it resistant to have water intrusion. I think that's all I wrote down about this one. Once again, so, you're talking from I think the sticker on the Sharky 3 is $55 to a $90 reel. So you're talking what? 55, 90, you're talking 35, right? If I can do the math right, whatever. You guys get the point. So it's not double the price, but it's like, what, 70% more? And can you tell the difference? No, I can't. Besides this being, that's the only difference I see when I've used these 2 reels is just the flex and the arm right here. But they all feel the same smoothness. I mean, so across the board, these 4 reels I have, when they're on the water, besides the Flex and the Sharky 3, I like them all. So it's pretty crazy for the prices. I guess it all depends on your specs, the amount of drag you want, and maybe the color. So speaking of color, here's the Royale Legend Pro spinning reel. And I had comments about this doing a short saying, oh, the purple's ugly, blah, blah, blah. Who cares the color of the reel? I think it's kind of cool. And there's a lot of people like this purple color too, but I've had so many comments saying that purple's ugly. As long as it works, just like people, who cares the color, right? That's how I look at it. As long as it works, who cares what color it is? Because I'm not sitting here fishing and looking at my reel like this the whole time while I'm fishing. Man, this thing is ugly. This is what I care about, the smoothness, the drag working, all that stuff. So anyway, this is a 2000 size too, if I'm not mistaken. I think I got this one in, yeah. So this is a 2000 size. Once again, $90. I got it for 72. 6:2 ratio, 25 pounds of drag for this particular model. That's a lot. It's not as heavy it's not as strong as the Mega Jaws, But 25 pounds for a low 2000 size spinning reel is pretty more than you need for both fresh and salt. This is a carbon fiber frame. So obviously, I mean, I'm squeezing as hard as I can here. I got no flex in this whatsoever. So I think the frame, the whole area here, this whole side plate and everything is carbon fiber. It's got hardened aluminum gearing, CNC aluminum handle, and the spool design itself is made for less friction and cast farther. It's got a nice rubberized grip, still soft, but rubberized. But once again, it's very smooth. I mean, you guys can see the specs. The size of the bail wires on all their reels are pretty thick, which is great. I think the thicker the thicker the bail wire, I like that, just because I guess, having bigger hands, because I always feel like those thinner ones, I feel like I'm gonna pull it and bend it, because I don't rely on the reel to engage. I'm always flipping manually both times, no matter what size I have. This one does have, just like every other one, you got the anti-reverse switch there. All the reels have that I own. It's, a carbon fiber. So that's going to keep the weight down. Obviously, I don't have the weight on me right now in front of me, but this is a lighter reel, the same size. There's a little bit more engineering into the higher you go as far as models, but they're about the same price anyway. If I wasn't mistaken, I think they're both 90 MRSP, and I got them for both the same price, but I think I got this one a little bit cheaper. They're about the same price point. The specs are pretty similar. It's just that this is carbon fiber, this is a Nyliplex, whatever that means. I'm not that technically of a guru. You can look up all these as well. I'll leave the link in the description of all these reels that you guys can go check out and really get into the specs of it all and see little videos on it. Now, the last reel I have is the Mega Jaws Elite. Now, picking this up, and this is the 3000 size, picking this up, I do feel the difference in weight. Not a tremendous amount, but you do feel it's lighter. Now, besides their bigger saltwater reels, this is the most expensive one, basically, before you hit the two saltwater versions, the Capstan and the other one, the Capstan Elite or whatever it is. So this is $139.99 MRSP. I use my own code for this, RJM10, which you guys can use as well, and got this for what, $125 or whatever. So basically, it's double the price of these on sale. And if they weren't on sale, you're talking about a $60 difference. Now, this one only has 17.6 pounds of drag. Still enough for your saltwater inshore fishing and maybe some nearshore fishing for mahi. I mean, they get like 15 pounds anyway. But this one to me is more based on freshwater fishing. The elite fishermen out there that do a lot of casting all day, and you want a light reel to, if you're using this all day, to not be so tired, and the lighter the reel, the better it is, right? So I feel this one's set up for more freshwater fishing in general, but I've used it already in saltwater as well and just rinsed it off. I want to give it a shot. Obviously, the ball bearings and the internals of this, like I said, I'm not doing a deep dive into each one of these reels, is going to be a better grade than the other ones I showed you just now. So, the internals of this and everything, and the body itself, all around generally, are going to be a better quality than the ones that I've just showed you already. This has a carbon fiber handle. I don't know if you can see that there. This is all carbon fiber, and they kind of left the raw look to it, which I kind of like a lot. I wish they did that with their other reels too. It's got a very soft knob on the handle. Same thing as the other ones. It all feels the same smoothest, no matter if I have this expensive one here or more expensive one to the lesser expensive ones. They all seem smooth to me, which is great. There's like no friction, there's no restriction. So this 3000 size, 17.6 pounds of drag, 6:2 ratio, paid $125 with it with my code. It's got an aerospace die cut aluminum internals. One piece frame is always a good thing, for long-term use and abuse. 2 ball bearings to keep the shaft aligned for smoothness. It's got double sliding stabilizer rods, which are like in here. If you look at go to the website, basically 2 moving like shafts in here that keeps this whole thing aligned and like perfectly in line and running smooth under pressure. You don't get that with the other ones. So that's what you're paying for. It's 60-61 aluminum spool. It's 60-61 one-piece aluminum bail. The bail wire is a little thinner than the other ones, so I would imagine that's to keep the overall weight down. because it's supposed to be for like the, you know, the circuit fishermen, the elite fishermen is how they advertise it. So they want to keep it as light as possible, and for us as consumers as well. Now this is a 3000 size. I would definitely say that their reels run smaller than other manufacturers, but you know, your 3000 to your 4000 size, you can see the difference for sure, you know, overall. But the 3000 to 2000, just the reel diameter, I would say is probably the only difference. Or not the reel, the spool, sorry. The body itself, you know, depending what you have, is a little about the same size. I mean, this is a 2000, this is a 3000. A lot of times, you know, like a 25s and 3500s, it's really just more aligned for the spool. Their bodies do change a bit. I tell you guys, so between this less expensive one to this one here, as far as the smoothness and the use of it on the water itself, being on the water with it, I don't notice the difference. Yes, this one's going to be heavier because of the bigger size anyway, but if I even just use this one to this one, I don't notice the difference. So it comes down to longevity based on the amount of money that you spend. Now, will this one fail before the Mega Jaws Elite? So will the Mega Jaws break before the Mega Jaws Elite? I don't know, guys. I mean, in reality, no maintenance on this reel whatsoever. For both of them, if I had to guess, yes, the less expensive one's gonna fail first because the internals are not as good as the more money one, but who knows? I mean, I've had expensive reels fail on me, and I've had cheap ones not fail on me. Just like a car these days and like everything else that we buy. So like I said, I'm not going into a deep dive, but what my opinion is of these 4 reels, minus the flex and the shaft, which is understandable because it's a lower price point and basically a plastic body, but that flex is very small, and I got the larger size, so that's probably why when I'm really cranking down on it, that's probably why I feel the flex, but it's not like a tremendous amount of flex. But besides that, guys, if I was blind and you gave me these 3 reels right here, I'm going to say the smaller ones besides the Sharky, the Elite's a little lighter in hand, but if I didn't have them side by side comparing them, I would not know the difference of what reel is in my hand. Maybe based on the knob, because they have different knobs, some are rubber, some are soft touch. I don't know which one I like better, the rubber or the soft touch. They both have their pros, I think, and cons, but you know, basically even in salt water, none of them have really slipped on me. I guess that's just gonna be personal preference. I don't know, guys. I think I like the soft touch better, a little bit better than the rubber, but the rubber is definitely more tackier. But anyway, I wouldn't notice the difference of these in my hand. So you guys can deep dive into these as far as specs and maybe purchase ones based on the colors that you like. I don't care about the color. Like I said, as long as they work, I don't care if they're bare aluminum, painted, whatever. I don't care if the paint even comes off them. As long as they work, that's all that matters to me. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm going to tell you at the end of this video, let me have a sip of coffee. If I had to go back and purchase one reel from KastKing, one spinning reel from KastKing, currently, this would be the one. So the Mega Jaws, not the Elite, the Mega Jaws. This is middle of the road for them. Nah, I guess you could say it's not middle of the road. It's probably like the 70% level of their reels, because they do have reels that go down to like $15. Those reels are probably great for kids. So this is a $90 reel, and you can get them on sale a lot for $72. And if they're not on sale, you can use my code RJM10. I'm not paid, I'm not pushing these reels because of the affiliate link. The amount of money I make off these reels, I haven't seen a penny from them. You have to have a minimum before they send you payment. So I don't care if you use my code. I'm just telling you, you can use the code and save 10%. So I paid $72 for this, but even at 90 bucks, the Mega Jaws would be the reel I would pick across the 4 that I own, even over the Elite, just because of the drag. This, to me, this would be the perfect reel, and is the perfect reel, for both fresh and salt. Why have different reels to do different things, right? If you could, as far as spinning reels, if you can pick one spinning reel to do all your fresh and saltwater fishing, yes, you can just change the size. At least you know you're picking up the same reel as your other reels. It might just be a little bit bigger. I would go with this. I love the soft touch knob on this one. At 33 to 39.5 pounds of drag, when you're doing freshwater fishing, just loosen it up if you're using lighter line. But I'd rather have that ability to have one reel that I can adjust the drag all the way up to 39.5 pounds. And I know I can go from largemouth bass fishing to bull red fishing when you have it equipped with a reel that has 39.5 pounds of drag, the appropriate size, and of course you want the rod to be able to handle that too. So this is my personal pick. So moving forward, if this sticks around and for some reason I need to replace the 4 that I own already, actually I own 5 because I got 2 of these. If I have to replace them, I'm going to be replacing all my spinning reels with just the Mega Jaws from KastKing. Color combination is nice. It's like you got some bluish here. It mixed with like kind of like a green. So it's a kind of a combo mix here. So it's a pretty cool looking color anyway. Not saying I dislike the purples because I got 2 of them, and I'm gonna also be testing the Royale Legend Pro bait casting reel next. So I'm gonna have another purple reel along the line. I guess purples, I don't know if they vote for it or who picks all the purple colors, but it still doesn't bother me. I like the Mega Jaws as an overall fishing reel for fresh and saltwater from the KastKing lineup. So hope this video helps you guys. Like I said, I have the code RJM10. Don't have to use it, don't care. I'm just saying there's a code out there, so if none of these are on sale, at least you can save 10%. And if you haven't been to my channel before, you know I do not BS you. I am telling you the truth of my opinion, because we know this is all people's opinions. Somebody could come in here and say they like the Mega Jaws Elite because it's a little bit lighter, it costs more, the internals are better, it's gonna last longer. Do you really know that though? Yes, we know that better internals of a reel, obviously long term. This reel will probably last, let's just say, I'm gonna throw numbers out there, it may last forever, but say this one may last for 10, this one may last for 7. But at the cost difference of, let's say I got this for $125, for $50, is it worth spending $50 extra on a reel that may last 3 more years? I'm just throwing numbers out there off the top of my head. Both these reels may last 2 years and break, I don't know. You know, is it worth it, the extra money? I'm telling you right now, guys, this Mega Jaws, pretty much their 3rd tier lineup of their reels is my top choice to fish for fresh and saltwater. So hopefully this video helps you guys. Not going into a great deep dive of all the specs that you can look up. You can use my code. You don't have to use my code. But overall, out of all the reels that I own from them, whether it's a bait caster or spinning reel, I am super impressed with KastKing at the price point. I think they've all been great to me already. Some have been given to me. All these spinning reels I had purchased, but overall, out of all these reels, these spinning reels, like I said, I'm super impressed. I just cannot believe all these years, because I grew up around Shimano and Daiwa, that I have to have these, can't say name brand, because KastKing's a name brand still, even though some people knock it. You know, these higher end reels. I got a $47 baitcaster reel from KastKing that was given to me, and I've been pushing that through fresh and saltwater, been catching redfish on it, and I have no problem. When I cast it, no backlash, no problem. I know I'm getting off subject here, but they are worth the money. I don't care what people say on the streets that they are China junk, they are crap, because I've caught in crap about that myself already, saying I'm a trader because I'm using KastKing and blah, blah, blah. Yes, I have casting rods that are made here in America. Yes, I'm gonna get off subject, but I want to get this off my chest actually. So I have fishing rods that are made here truly solely in America. I have other fishing reels in the past like Siegler. They are a CNC machine right here in Virginia. I've had people comment now saying I'm a trader because I'm using KastKing and I'm using China knockoffs or China products and overseas, and I'm a trader and blah, blah, blah. If you are in the fishing industry, 90% of the stuff we put in our hands is from overseas or is designed here, shipped overseas to be put together and shipped back. Or they say built in America, but the parts are from overseas. So I'm not a trader. I'm just using equipment that is cost effective that I wanted to try out and review with you guys and talk to you guys about it. Am I saying KastKing's the best? No. Am I saying Shimano's the best? No. I have a Bates reel designed here in Texas, all all aluminum. I have a Bates Hondo. You're talking $300–400 reels. Guess what? They are shipped after they're designed overseas, put together and brought back. So they're not truly made here in America, but they started out in Texas. What I'm getting at is that I'm not a trader. I'm just utilizing stuff so I can talk about it, have it in my own hands, because if you don't have it in your own hands, you can't really do a true honest review about it. and everything's just opinions anyway. So that's why I'm doing it. I like changing things up. I like trying different reels. I tried baits. You know, I wanted to try them out because other people tried them out and talked so highly about them. There's a lot of people I talk to that don't even know who baits is. Anyway, I'm gonna get off the off subject. I'm gonna get back on the subject here since I got off subject, because it made me think about when somebody commented saying that I'm a trader about this. But anyway, guys, they are all worth the money. There's a whole lineup of KastKing products to fit everybody's different budget. It's up to you. You can stick with your Abu Garcia, your Shimano's, your Daiwas, no problem. I'm just telling you that these reels are worth the money for the price, and they do have higher end reels. They do have reels that cost $350, $400. I think the middle to third, you know, 3/4 of the way up their lineup is comparable to reels that cost $200 and $300. That's just my opinion for spinning reels. Yes, you can get a reel that may cost $300 and the internals and the whole thing's aluminum and it may last you for your entire life, but I paid $70 for this reel, and if it gets 10 years out of it, I'm more than happy with it. So I'm gonna stop it there, guys. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk. As always, be safe on the water. I will catch you in the water. Be safe, and I will see you soon. Hopefully this video helps somebody out there. All right, guys, see you later.